industry-ready production. psbeats.com.
We bout to go, we better let them know we until we go, we the rules of the show be get hype all night and we fight all night and if you're looking for the stretcher, you better look to the right and turn up. Now throw your hands up like you excited, throw your bands up. Now everybody stand up, you better blow the stands up. Now understand, bruh, it's Fright Night on Fright Night, so man up, you understand, bruh.
Reputation doesn't precede himself, formerly of TNA.
None other than Robbie E here visiting PW225 tonight. And what a night to make his PW225 debut. You want to talk about a crazy night of action, Nick. We've had not one, but two major title changes, and that was just in the first half of the show. And as you can see, there's nothing humble about Robbie E. He has plenty of confidence.
He's showing off that in-ring charisma that made him so successful.
But he better be ready.
Introducing his opponent.
Because his opponent tonight is not in the mood to pose for the fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of Slidell, Louisiana, he weighed in this evening at 227 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vordell Walker!
None other, you heard it there, folks, Vordell Walker. The last time we saw him, he was losing to Gil the Thrill Gracie, so you can bet he's probably still in a bad mood from that time around.
And I talked to Vordell Walker in the back. He's got a new edge about himself, and he's coming out all business here, and he wants to make a name for himself against Robbie E.
You're right about that, Nick. He actually requested this match. I mean, Robbie E has got to be weary because you know, when you're the big guy in the locker room, when you're the superstar of independent wrestling, everyone's going to be trying to knock you out to make a name for themselves. And Vordell Walker is no different.
Whenever we found out Robbie E was coming here to Fright Night, Vordell Walker jumped at the opportunity to take him on and challenge him. Robbie E obliged.
Robbie E, not a big fan of Vordell Walker's music. Can't say that I blame him.
Honest question. Hey, honest question. Guys, have you never seen a real superstar before? Because the fact that you gave Vordell a bigger ovation than you gave Robbie E is a joke.
Fans need to recognize that.
Oh, come on, Nick. Maybe these fans felt that Robbie E needed to earn his response from them.
But luckily, because it's Halloween, I'm in a good mood, so I'm gonna give you guys a second chance. On my count of 3, everybody's gonna stand up and give me the rousing applause that I so rightfully deserve.
The nerve of this guy, Nick. He's actually trying to give the fans a second attempt to cheer for him. And it looks like a few of them decided to do the opposite.
Mixed reaction here from the crowd, but at least they're making some noise. That's a sign of any good superstar, as Robbie E claims to be, is that they get the crowd riled up.
You said it yourself, Nick. What he claims to be.
No, that wasn't good enough. You people are proving that Louisiana really does suck.
Hold on a minute there.
So, one more time. 1, 2, 3, up!
Robbie E proving that just because you're in TNA doesn't necessarily make you a superstar or a good person for that matter.
You're not going to win over too many people talking bad about Louisiana.
Exactly. You should know.
That doesn't win matches. That's not
Regardless of whether they're going to lose to Alabama tonight or what.
Come on. And I think Vordell Walker's just about had enough lip from Robbie E.
Listen, don't give him another microphone.
Unfortunately, Robbie E never gets tired of talking.
This guy to talk?
I'm from Slidell, Louisiana, about an hour and 40 minutes up the road. And let me tell you, you're in my neck of the woods now. So while we're not in New Jersey right now, I'm going to introduce you to a good old Bayou butt whipping here tonight in Plaquemine, Louisiana.
Yeah! Vordell Walker saying he's about to introduce Robbie E to a good old Bayou butt whipping, Louisiana style. And I think a lot of the fans in attendance tonight would like to see that, Nick.
They seem to be behind Vordell Walker.
And we're about to get things underway here. Vordell Walker is not waiting another second.
Enough talking.
Backflips into the ring.
Showing his athleticism right there.
And look at this. Mr. TNA Impact Wrestling, Robbie E, taking a powder already, and the match hasn't even started yet. Is this what superstars do, Nick?
I believe it is. You got to know who your opponent is, gather your thoughts, gather your strategy, and then take it to Vordell Walker.
But he already knows his opponent. He knows who it is. It's Vordell Walker. Why is he getting out of the ring already?
It's all mind games, Robert. All mind games. If you knew anything about psychology, you'd understand it.
Robbie E still talking a lot of garbage from the top of the ring apron, but okay, now he's getting in the ring. Are we finally going to get this match going now? Maybe? No. He wants Vordell Walker to leave now. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think he's going to leave, Robbie. He's not going to leave, Robbie. I think you're going to have to wrestle him now. Or is he going to leave? Hey, you know, anything can happen here in PW225. Maybe he's just tired of Robbie E's mouth, and no, see, he's going to stay. That's what I thought. And there's the bell, and Robbie E leaves the ring again. He seems to be very good at that. What is this guy doing, Nick? The bell just rang. He hops out of the ring, and now it looks like he's leaving.
He's got to stretch and prepare for the match a little bit.
He should have already stretched in the back before the match started. And now the referee's issuing a count. Is this why PW225 paid this man the big bucks so he could just powder out of the ring and head to the back when the bell rang? Michael Iglesia could have saved the money that it's taken to hire Robbie E and use it to buy a new golden goblet or something. Okay, now, and he's out of the ring again.
Wow.
Can we order a pizza, Nick?
Tell you what, the anticipation is building for this one.
Yes, it's been building for about 20 minutes now. And he's still stretching.
Talk about getting some serious heat from this Plaquemine crowd. Robbie E doing his thing.
what is his thing, Nick? Jumping out of the ring? And now he's dribbling an imaginary basketball, and I don't... Vordell Walker looks about as entertained as I do. Here we go. Finally, they make contact. Headlock by Robbie E. Vordell sends him into the ropes. Big shoulder block. And he jumps out of the ring again.
Robbie E showing his supremacy and why he's in the big leagues.
Well, evidently the message he's sending to the young fans of PW225 is if you want to make the big time, if you want to make TNA Impact Wrestling, all you have to do is learn how to get in and out of the ring. Maybe I should have thought about getting a career.
Well, Robert, you actually have to be good to make it to the big leagues.
I thought you were supposed to be the Riddler, not the Joker.
Well,
Nick.
I've got another riddle for you there, Robert.
I really don't want to hear it.
Well, I'll get it to you here in a second. We've got some action going on in the ring.
Big shoulder block by Vordell Walker, sending Robbie E to the ground.
Vordell inviting Robbie E to leave again.
I think you're right, Nick. What we have here is a game of psychological one-upsmanship, each man trying to psych out the other man. Big hip toss by Vordell. Arm drag takedown. Into a big body slam. And Vordell's got these fans on their feet now. Arm wrench.
You gotta wonder if Robbie E knew what he was getting into and the talent that we have here in Pro Wrestling 225.
Robbie E coming to us all the way from Orlando, Florida, and he just caught a drop kick right in the mouth. Big shoulder block by Vordell, sending him all the way out to the floor. For I don't know what time that is, but he's been out of the ring a lot tonight, Nick.
Maybe even more than he has been in the ring.
Yeah, I'd say you're absolutely right. And now he's leaving the arena again.
Robbie E's had enough of this. Vordell going in the back to try and catch him.
Yes, indeed. Will Robbie E be able to make it out of the arena is the question. And here they come back. Nope, he didn't make it out. Big forearm by Vordell. Now, a chop! A thundering chop!
Well, it's Halloween. It's fitting that he got a chop from hell.
Yep. And here comes another. Oh!
Man.
If you weren't here in the arena, you might mistake that sound for thunder, ladies and gentlemen.
I felt that chop over here.
Now rams him head first into the steel railing. Another chop. He's chopping him all over the ring side area. Into the ring post.
Referee Jordy kind of being a little loose with his count here.
Well, you've got to be a little loose with this one because these guys seem to be spending, as you said, more time outside of the ring than in it. We don't want to count out here. Oh, baseball slide, but nobody's home. Vordell coming back in, but Robbie E catches it. No, Robbie E gets caught. Is Vordell going to try and suplex him to the outside? Oh, almost. Oh.
Vordell Walker needs to realize this isn't the World Series, and baseball slides aren't going to work against somebody of Robbie E's caliber.
Now Vordell down on the concrete floor after getting that neck wrenched across the top rope by Robbie E, and the referee issuing his count. He's going to be up to 3 right now. We could have a count-out victory for Robbie E.
And I'm sure he would take that for a second over Vordell Walker.
You're definitely right about that. I'm sure he'd take anything right now. Robbie E going to town, putting that foot right on the throat of Vordell Walker. The referee trying to break it up. And now you're starting to see why Robbie E has that top pedigree, that great talent we've heard about. He's starting to lay into Vordell Walker with everything he's got.
Oh, and getting a little bit of revenge there on the chops.
And now what's he got in store for him? Rams him back first into the ring apron. I got to tell you, Nick, I'm surprised so far with this match. These guys aren't really known as brawlers, but we've been getting a Pier 6 outside the ring.
Well, you can already tell these two genuinely don't like each other. But Robbie E has definitely got the upper hand right now.
Vordell stumbles into the ring, now gets back up to his feet. But Robbie E's got him pinned up against those ropes, choking the life out of him. Now puts that knee right into his chin.
And people sit and question Robbie E. Why does he take so long to get started? You know, why is he just messing around here with Vordell Walker and the crowd? Well, and you see it right here because it gave him a clear psychological advantage.
He might be onto something. As much as I hate to admit it. Oh, Robbie E almost getting a 3 count right there. And now he's got Vordell Walker pinned down on his rear end, literally trying to pop his head right off his shoulders like a bottle cap.
The body wasn't meant to bend in that direction.
These fans trying to get behind Vordell Walker. You can hear them. The chant starting to build from the front row all the way to the top of the Copac Center here in Plaquemine, Louisiana. Elbow to the midsection.
To me, it seems like a split crowd. A lot of people are cheering for Robbie E.
Oh, vicious elbow right to the jaw. Robbie E. 1, 2. Vordell Walker almost goes down for a second time in this match. Now Robbie E's right on top of him, capitalizing on that advantage he's built for himself, and he's squeezing him to death with that chin lock.
Showing his veteran mentality and why he's been in the big game.
I gotta say, Nick, I had almost forgotten myself that when you talk about Robbie E, you're talking about one of the top young blue chip prospects in the business, because he kind of lulled us into a false sense of security in those first few minutes with all that dancing around and jaw jacking he was doing. But now, as you said, he's turned up the volume, and we're getting to see why he's got the pedigree that he has in this business.
And nearly, Vordell Walker almost choked out there with the headlock. He gets his arm up on the third drop.
You're right, we could be seeing the end of Vordell Walker. He's starting to fade. No, back up to his feet now. He's still in the fight. Big elbow to the midsection. Another one. But Robbie cuts him off at the pass.
Both of these two in phenomenal shape.
Irish whip. Robbie E taking time to pose to the crowd. He's soaking it in. Boy, is he soaking it in. And now he goes with nobody's home.
Hurting the family jewels right there.
Yep, Robbie E. Meet the turnbuckle. Turnbuckle, Robbie E. Now he's going right. I don't know if I would have gone after Vordell Walker that soon, but oh, what a clothesline. And then a big elbow.
Like a bad episode of Jersey Shore, Vordell Walker has taken back control here.
Reversal into the Irish whip. Oh, nobody home for Robbie E, but here comes Vordell Walker up to the top turnbuckle. And he flies, drop kick!
Oh, missile drop kick there. Very nice by Vordell Walker.
Here comes Vordell. Oh no, Robbie E scoops him up. Now he's got his feet on the ropes, ref. Come on, no, the referee caught him.
He might get away with that in the six-sided ring, but not here in 225.
You got to give credit to our referee. He really had his eyes open and ready for that. You're not going to fool Pro Wrestling 225's referees with that kind of nonsense. And now Robbie E giving the referee a tongue lashing for following the rules. You can try and figure that out for yourself later. Nope, you punched the official, Robbie E. Oh, the referee punches him in, and Bordeaux's got him in a roll-up. And that's it.
Quick count. Oh, how about that? The referee, Jordy, making it personal to Robbie E, and he got himself involved in the match.
Talk about a big victory. Vordell Walker, Louisiana's own Vordell Walker, has just scored a big W tonight against TNA Wrestling's Robbie E.
And is that how you welcome a big superstar like Robbie E? Is having your referee getting involved in the match?
I don't think that was a big part of it, Nick. I mean, he pushed the referee first, so I think it's only fair the referee got his shove in.
What a travesty here on Fright Night.
Sorry, Robbie. See you back in Orlando. And Vordell Walker standing tall in the center of the ring. It's PW225 versus the Revolution. And look what just crawled out of the murky bog. None other than Jeremiah the Nightmare. I don't know about you, Nick, but if given the choice, I would rather take on the Demogorgon than step foot in the ring with this psycho.
And that is exactly that, but one of the main monsters of Pro Wrestling 225. This guy is as scary as any Halloween costume I've ever seen.
I'll be the first to admit, Nick, I'm not a big fan of Michael White, but when it came time to pick a team, you can't really go wrong when you got the monster, the Nightmare on your team, as well as Hunter Adams, one of the new, hottest, youngest stars in PW225 today. I mean, that's a pretty good team in of itself.
And now, introducing the team leader of Team Pro Wrestling 225. This is
And here he comes, Nick, the leader of Pro Wrestling 225's team, the WildThing. Finally, we had at the last show someone with the guts and the intestinal fortitude to stand up against Michael White and his group of punks. And I can't be prouder that Pro Wrestling 225 is being represented by this man, WildThing, the captain of Team PW225, and I really don't think we could have done a worse job of getting a captain.
Well, and that might be proved to be the stupidest thing that the WildThing has ever done. Because tonight he's got to face the wrath of Rev Squad featuring the Nightmare, Jeremiah.
Well, what's going on?
We consider friends, we consider family. But I had to put my ego to the side, and I had to do what's best for Pro Wrestling 225. So it might surprise you a little bit, but I had to go with skill, and I had to go with intensity. So I had to go with Christian Blake.
Whoa! How about that, Nick? Christian Blake is certainly not a very good friend of WildThing. They go way back and not in a good way.
Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do in order to beat the higher evil, so to speak.
Yeah, but the question is, can WildThing and Christian Blake coexist? This is a teamwork match here. This is correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, isn't this an elimination tag match? This is all about teamwork.
Christian Blake, a champion in his own right. This guy's won many titles around here in Louisiana.
But as I said, I'm going to have to give WildThing the benefit of the doubt. If he thinks it's a good idea to hire Christian Blake, then so be it.
Hey, I need y'all attention over here. This one's gonna surprise you even more.
Oh, another surprise, Nick. I love surprises.
I had to do what's best for Pro Wrestling 225. It don't have to be my friend. It doesn't mean it have to be somebody I like. But it's the baddest man in Pro Wrestling 225 and in Louisiana, the Mad Dog, Gil Greasy.
Oh!
Wow, what a surprise here.
Whoa! Now, no one in the building saw this coming. Arguably the hottest wrestler in Pro Wrestling 225 right now, Gil the Thrill Gracie.
And coming off of a big win at full force against none other than Rodney Mack.
And don't forget about his win before that. That was a big one too, Nick. This man is on a great roll as of late. He's the hottest athlete in PW225.
Wow, and what a team the WildThing has put together here for PW225.
Oh, and here they come! It's turned into a brawl! Right from the outset, they're going at it tooth and nail. All 6 men in the ring. This is exactly the kind of war we expected, Nick. And Team PW225 clearing the ring.
Nightmare Jeremiah not too happy about it at all. Look here, we got confetti.
The fans
throwing.
Oh yeah, the fans throwing the streamers in the ring, a la Ring of Honor style. Jeremiah the Nightmare is not too happy about that. I guess he's not a big fan of colorful ribbons. Listen to these fans, Nick. The chants of 225 echoing through the rafters. I'm getting goosebumps.
What a show it's been so far here tonight. This is our main event. We've got the Rev Squad against Team Pro Wrestling 225.
A battle that's been on the horizon for quite a few months. You want to talk about a civil war, Nick. 2 separate factions, the Federation itself taking on a group of outcasts looking to basically commit a hostile takeover. And this is what it's all boiled down to.
There's been a lot of tension in the locker room about the power that Michael White and his crew have gained over the last couple months.
Yes, and you know it's a serious fight when Michael White actually steps from his position at ringside as the manager, as the mastermind, into the ring, which is where he is for this match. This will be the first time we've seen Michael White in the ring, I believe, since he came to Pro Wrestling 225.
Well, and I tell you what, it's been a rough night so far for the Revolution.
You're right about that.
Losing both of the titles.
It's been about as rough a night as you could ever have. First, Rhett the Threat dropping the Southern Heavyweight Championship to New School Clayton Cool in that best 2 out of 3 fall classic. And then, later on, we got to see the biggest upset perhaps in the history of the sport. The Minotaur dropping the World Heavyweight Championship here in 225 to none other than Team Boom.
And I thought it was an interesting call to start off with Michael White in the ring, but he tags in Hunter Williams, who gets a big kick right to the side of the head.
Yeah, WildThing giving a little history lesson to the young pup, saying, oh, you want into the big time, kid? Well, be careful what you wish for.
And look at this.
Oh, look at this.
Team PW225 jumping right on him.
There is no love lost between either of these 2 teams. Nobody in this match is very fond of the people on the other side.
We've also got Rhett the Threat Thibodeau out at ringside, the former Southern Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, you got to hand it to Rhett. He lost his title earlier, but he's still out there supporting his group. That's loyalty, if nothing else. And now look at this. Michael White thinks he's some kind of kung fu expert, and now he's getting laid into by Christian Blake. Oh, Blake comes in with a big, powerful forearm, and now an Irish whip. Oh!
Christian Blake showing off some of his athleticism.
In the form of a spine-shattering kick. And now look at Michael White cowering like a little mouse. He caught sight of WildThing over there in the corner and tried to scramble away.
And he's just toying with Michael White right now.
Oh, they're just playing with him. You're right, Nick. And everyone on Team PW225, make no mistake, everyone in the locker room's been thirsting for nothing more than to get their hands on Michael White, and this is their opportunity.
Nice little Irish whip there. But he misses on the elbow.
Oh! Christian Blake wraps up Michael White and sends him crashing to the canvas. Blake slowly picking up Michael White and tossing him to the outside like a piece of garbage.
It's almost as if it's like a lumberjack match.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just stomping on him. Here comes Rhett the Threat to try and break it up, but he just gets a big old right hand from Gil Gracie.
There's so much action all over the ringside area, I can barely keep up with it, Nick. You're going to have to help me.
They get Michael White back in the ring.
This is too much for one set of eyes to handle. I'll tell you that much. Tag. Well.
Oh, no. And we've got the Nightmare Jeremiah coming in. Christian Blake better get ready for this.
The Nightmare towering over everyone on Team PW225. But in comes Gil the Thrill Gracie. If anyone can topple this big monster, it's the Thrill. And now they're just staring each other down, sizing up the opposition. Oh, big right hand by Gracie. But the Nightmare comes right back, dueling right hands. Now forearm shivers. Knee to the midsection by Gracie. Irish whips him into the corner and comes right in after him, but he misses. And now the Nightmare picks him up and breaks him in half with a big back bunny rock.
And you know Gil Gracie's not used to getting flinged around like that.
You're right about that.
But the Nightmare Jeremiah. And I gotta ask you, Robert, what do you think that Michael White thought about Rhett the Threat shaking Clayton Coole's hand after he lost the title?
That's a very good question, Nick. I would have to ask the same. I'd ask you the same question. We have no way of knowing because Michael White wasn't at ringside, so we can only speculate as to what went on in the back after that match.
Well, and after that, and then Michael White having a little bit of a feud with and a miscommunication with Minotaur. You got to wonder if there's dissension in the ranks here.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. It appears that there's at least a few cracks in the armor of the Revolution, and all that happened before this match even began. So we could very well be seeing the end of the Revolution if PW225 can manage to pull out a victory here.
That just goes to show the importance of this match.
WildThing into the ring. Oh, dear God! The Nightmare just took his head right off his body. And now laying into him. Oh, goodness gracious, he's laying into him with those big boots. Those boots are bigger than him.
This guy's nearly 400 pounds. It looks as if Michael White's got some spider webs hanging from his feet.
Michael White leading the crowd in a sarcastic chant of Jeremiah. And here comes the Nightmare right now. Oh, God!
Whoa!
Dear Lord, he turned him inside out like a dirty shirt. One, but he only gets a one count before Christian Blake makes the save.
But I fear that Christian Blake hadn't made that save. It would have definitely been a 3 count.
Poor WildThing doesn't even know what hit him, I would guess. He literally had his head almost popped off his body by that clothesline, and Nightmare still coming at him. Oh! Ooh! Dear God! Irish whips him over.
That's nearly a 350-pound man doing moves like that. That just goes to show you some of the athleticism that we have here in our talent at Pro Wrestling 225. What a main event we've got going on here at Fright Night.
And in comes Michael White. You can be sure he's happy about this. He's getting WildThing already softened up, and now he drops the double axe handle on him from the top rope. Puts one boot on top of him. God, this makes me sick. Slapping him in the back of the head. Michael White driving
knees. A little more respect than that.
And now what's he got planned for? He picks up WildThing. Oh,
wow,
powerbomb!
What a powerbomb!
I gotta say, Nick, I did not expect Michael White to be this well versed in the ring.
You're right about that. But this guy has been trained. And what a powerbomb that he just showed right there on the WildThing.
It definitely appears that Michael White is more than capable of defending himself But the question is, can he hang in there with those PW225 superstars?
But I tell you what, they never saw it coming, right?
Nope. I would probably guess that WildThing's suffering the ill effects of a concussion right now. He's taken several horrible shots to the head, mostly from Nightmare Jeremiah. And now here comes Team White's new youngest star, Hunter Adams. He's got WildThing in the corner. Irish whips him out. Comes in after him for the big splash. Irish whip. Adams sizes him up and then wrenches that neck. You gotta hand it to Hunter Adams. I mean, just a few weeks ago we were sitting here at this broadcast table for his very first match. A pretty good showing against the now Southern Heavyweight Champion, New School Clayton Coolin. Now, 3 weeks later, and look at him, he's part of quite arguably one of the biggest factions in the Federation.
And things are breaking down quick here in the ring. All 6 men in the ring going at it. And here comes Rev the Threat.
All hell is breaking loose.
I wasn't aware this was a non-disqualification match, but apparently Jordy, our referee, is letting it go.
One referee is never going to be enough to take care of this. So that's obvious from the get-go.
Rev the Threat.
Oh, Michael White.
Taking part in this destruction of the WildThing.
Look at this. This is ridiculous. He didn't even do anything. His men are the ones softening up the WildThing.
And then we got Jeremiah choking the WildThing over in the corner. Referee just oblivious to it. Oh, but Gil Gracie taking out Hunter Adams on the side.
There's all, I can't even keep track of all this, Nick. There's hell breaking loose on every side of the ring.
Oh, and a fan just hit Hunter Adams. As Gil Gracie continues to just pound on him.
Gil Gracie is going to town on Hunter Adams, giving him that butt whipping of a lifetime. And meanwhile, oh God, the Nightmare Jeremiah just picked up a steel chair from the front row. And I don't think he's looking to use it to sit down. Oh God!
And a big chair to the back of Christian Blake. Wow!
Good night, Christian Blake.
The referee Jordy's got to get control of this thing quick, apparently.
Well, good luck with that.
Oh, and a big knee to the side of the head on the Nightmare.
This has turned into nothing short of a war. Law and order has just been thrown out the window.
And 4 of the 6 members have wrestled to the back. Oh, big spear!
He sent it straight through that sign.
Holy crap there, Robert.
Goodness gracious. He just speared him straight through that stage sign. In the words of Jerry Dandridge, welcome to Fright Night, for real. We might need some medical attention for somebody, maybe both of them, Nick.
I'll say it one more time here. Pro Wrestling 225 Fright Night has proven to be spooktacular. And look at here, we got Rev the Threat choking out the WildThing.
He's
not even in the match.
He's not even in the match, exactly.
And Michael White's loving it. He's just laughing it up. It's essentially a handicap match.
You're right, that's what it's boiled down to now. But here comes the WildThing back in the ring, and he's got his sights set on Michael White.
And it's just these 2 left in the ring. Michael White has no backup.
Oh! WildThing laying those punches into the back of Michael White. Now he's got him up!
And here comes the Minotaur!
He's got him up on his shoulders, drops him down. What the hell is the Minotaur doing out here? He's got WildThing. Wow,
well, you knew Michael White would have an insurance policy, yes. And that is right here, the Minotaur. But oh no!
Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! The Minotaur's got Michael White! He's got him a chokeslam!
Oh my God!
And I guess that is the answer that we were looking for earlier. The Minotaur has had quite enough of Michael White's guidance. He just sent him straight to hell with the choke slam.
This has got to be the worst day of Michael White's life. And what a kick on Red the Threat Thibodeau.
And that might be on 1, 2, 3. Rest in peace, Michael White.
What a match.
Well, how about that, Nick? PW 225's team is victorious over the Revolution.
Well, and you gotta wonder, have we seen the last of the Revolution, as there seems to be some major dissension in the ranks.
Yeah, you got that right. I'd say it's about as big a dissension as you can get.
And this crowd in Plaquemine loving it. What a show here at Fright Night.
WildThing, you make my heart sing, and tonight you just made everyone here at the Copac Center's night. PW 225 victorious, finally at long last, free of the Revolution.
And I have a feeling things are about to change here. The foundation of Pro Wrestling 225 has changed, and I can't wait to see where it's going from here.
New and better things look to be on the horizon, that's for sure, Nick.
Well, we've got a new Southern Heavyweight Champion in New School Clayton Poole. A new Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
In Mustang Mike. What a night here at Fright Night.
And all that and more, because it appears that the power structure of Pro Wrestling 225 has just been shaken up big time.
Not to mention, we also saw Vordell Walker get the best out of former TNA star Robbie E. And what a debut from the Bounty Hunter. But in our main event, Team Pro Wrestling 225 takes down
Ladies and gentlemen, give it
Team
up for
Revolution.
your winners here tonight. The team of Gil Gracie, Christian Blake, and the WildThing.
What a night here from the Copac Center in Plaquemine, Louisiana. We hope you'll join us again the next time PW 225's in town. So for Mr. Robert Tangent,
I'm Nick Fuquay.
and we want to see you out there next time for PW 225.